Hi there, Baylor Bears. My name is Rachel, and I'm the coordinator for student outreach with Campus Living and Learning. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about living on campus here at Baylor. So I'm going to go through our on-campus community options. I'll talk a little bit about on-campus dining, and then I'll actually walk you through the housing application process. Normally, we would follow this up with a tour of some of our residence halls, but unfortunately, we've had to close our campus due to the COVID-19 outbreak and the shelter in place here in Waco, Texas. We're trying to follow all of the CDC's recommendations with social distancing, but not to worry. You can get on our website or our social media pages and actually look at a few amenity tours that we have done of each of our residence halls. So what you'll do is go to each individual page or each individual photo album, and you'll actually see a video that highlights the most popular amenities within each of our residence halls and kind of gives you an example of the room styles that are in each hall. As for details with our on-campus community, I'm going to introduce you guys to each of our residence halls and the programs housed within those halls. I'll also introduce you a little bit to our hall staff and then talk a little bit more about the benefits of investing in your on-campus community. Here on Baylor's campus, we have 18 different residence halls and we house over 5,000 students. So that's all of our incoming freshmen. We do have a one-year residency requirement for our freshmen, meaning all of our first-year students have to stay on campus with us for at least a year. But that only accounts for about 3,000 students. So obviously that means about 2,000 of our upperclassmen choose to stay on campus with us, and we would love to have you on campus for as long as you would like to stay. In order to accommodate for you in that way, we do have 16 different room types, but I'll get a little bit more into those room types later on in this presentation. Within each of our residence halls are unique community programs designed to help serve you, our incoming students. As incoming freshmen, you guys really only need to pay attention to the top 3 community programs listed here. So that's going to be our 6 first-year experience halls, our 8 living learning centers, and then our 3 residential colleges. We also have 4 upper division or transfer style communities that can help accommodate for you later on in your college career. Now, a little more in depth on those programs. So our first-year experience is a 1-year commitment and it is a non-renewable lease. So if the name doesn't give it away, these are programs designed specifically for incoming freshmen. Now that being said, as an incoming freshman, you are not required to live in a first-year experience hall, but they are exclusively designed with you in mind. So it's focused on a lot of Baylor traditional programming. This is a great place to live if you're looking to get to know campus a little bit more, and especially if you're looking to find your place on the Baylor line. Whether it's academic major or cultural affiliation, you'll get to interact with quite a bit of diversity within these halls. So it's a great place to live if you're really looking to just get to know Baylor and get to know your new home. Another unique thing about our first year experiences is that they do offer some single gender hall options. The majority of Baylor's residence halls are split gender, meaning it's essentially like having 2 buildings under the same roof. So that means that half the building is going to be male and then the other half is female, all under the same roof. But with our first year experience, we do have some single gender hall options. So that's going to be the 2 male halls, which is University House and Martin. And then we do have 3 female halls, which is Texana House, Collins, and Coconut. Next up, we have our living learning centers. Now, our living learning centers are also a 1-year commitment, but these are renewable leases. So a lot of our upperclassmen choose to stay on campus with us through these programs just because they're all so unique. So for example, all of our living learning centers are centered around specific academic or extracurricular interest, but they all range in topic. They also range in level of rigor or application requirements. So for example, our Baylor and Beyond Living Learning Center focuses on global citizenship, and you just have to be interested in that subject. Whereas with our Science and Health Living Learning Center, you have to be a certain major, maintain a certain GPA, and even have a certain SAT score in order to apply. One thing they do all have in common, though, is that they're actually attached to specific departments here on campus. And they'll have professors or faculty members from those departments actually come and live alongside you within the residence halls to help out with some unique academic and community programming opportunities. So for example, they'll have those professors come in and teach some common cohort classes within the building. They also have a lot of fun community and hands-on learning experiences available for the student. I think it's really cool to get to go out on these excursions. Outdoor Adventure, for example, takes its students mountain biking and hiking and camping. Whereas the Fine Arts Living Learning Center will take its students to Austin or Dallas a few times a month. They'll get to go see musicals or symphonies. Sometimes they even get to go to gallery openings. It's all a really great opportunity to get to know a subject a little bit more intimately. It's also a great opportunity if you're just looking to get to have a community that has similar interests to your own. So it's a great place to live here on campus. Lastly, we have our residential colleges. These are a little bit more near and dear to my heart just because when I was an undergrad here at Baylor, I actually lived at Brooks Residential College and I adored my experience. These are a 2-year commitment, so it is a little bit longer on campus, but that's because it's designed off of an Oxford-Cambridge style living area. So it's highly focused on community and community involvement, so it's a great place to live if you're looking to get some mentorship from upperclassmen, and it's also faculty-led. So they'll have faculty come in and live alongside you within these residential colleges, and they'll help out with academic and community programming. So whether that looks like maybe teaching a stress management workshop one weekend or hosting movie nights and games nights, there's a lot of fun stuff going on in these residential colleges. My favorite event happens every spring. It was called the Tri-College Tournament, and I'm pretty sure they're still doing it to this day. It's essentially a massive field day. It was so much fun to get to see all of my friends from the different residential colleges, and we got super competitive. We made t-shirts, played volleyball, ultimate frisbee. It was a lot of fun. I actually ended up breaking a rib my freshman year, but we won the volleyball game, so who's the real winner here? Like I said, the residential colleges are a great place to live, but you really can't go wrong with anywhere you choose here on campus. As for faculty and staff support, you probably heard me say a few times that faculty will come in and live alongside you. Now, I really mean that. Obviously, in your time here at Baylor, you're going to get to interact with a plethora of professional staff members, but no matter where you live, at least 3 individuals in these positions will actually live alongside you within that building and are there to make sure that you're doing well. And that's doing well not only mentally and emotionally or academically, but also spiritually. So first we have our resident chaplain. These guys are Truett Seminary students, so they can relate to you when it comes to balancing work and school and play. Whether it's praying over you before a big test or maybe grabbing coffee in the middle of the week to work through some homesickness issues, they're there for that. They really come in and help reinforce our spiritual identity here on Baylor's campus, and they're there to serve you. Next up, we have our faculty and residents. These individuals are actually those professors that I mentioned earlier that are attached to specific departments here on campus. They'll come and live alongside you within the residence halls, and they help out with academic and community programming. So for example, this is Dr. Mona Choker. She lives in South Russell Hall and helps out with the Impact LLC. So she'll teach common cohort classes. She also hosts quite a few community events in order to make sure that her students feel seen, heard, and known. Finally, we have our residence hall directors. These individuals wear a lot of different hats. I refer to them as both the general building manager and as the hall mom or the hall dad, just because they really function in both ways. Our residence hall directors provide a safe environment that promotes academic success, physical safety, and ensures authentic community. Another individual you will get to interact with quite a bit is going to be your community leader. Now, community leaders are current students, and they're very similar to that RA role that you associate with most colleges. But again, because Baylor is a private Christian institution, they get the benefit of walking alongside you not only academically or relationally, but also spiritually. They're really great mentors and friends, and it's just really nice to have access to some upperclassmen who have been where you've been before. Another reason this is a great benefit, I think, is because it is an on-campus student employment opportunity. So if you're interested in living and working in the same area and also interested in maybe pouring into that incoming freshman class as an upperclassman, this is a great position for you. Some other benefits of investing in your on-campus community, I would have to say, is performance. So statistically speaking, not only do students who invest in their on-campus community perform higher on tests, they also have a higher graduation rate and overall report being more highly satisfied with their college careers. I know I was super involved when I was an undergrad here at Baylor, and I think the only thing I would change would be getting more involved sooner. Baylor has over 330 different student organizations here on campus, and they all range in topic. It could be academic related or just general interest, from Baylor Women in Business to Asian Student Association. There's really something for everyone here on Baylor's campus, and your community leaders, along with all of your professional staff members that you get to meet, really want to make sure you're thriving here on campus. So we're really just here to serve you and help you find your home here on Baylor's campus. As for dining options here on campus, all students who live on campus with us are required to purchase a meal plan. Now, we do have quite a few different meal plans, and they range in coverage. You could eat on campus as many as 999 times a week or as few as 3. So you can really choose the plan that fits your lifestyle. I won't go too in depth on all of these, but I will explain to you guys what dining dollars are. So all of our students are going to be issued an ID card. This ID card is used to gain access to your residence hall. It's also used to swipe into your residence hall room, but then it can also be used as a form of payment. So what you'll do is swipe your ID card anytime you try to go into a dining hall, and then you can also use it as a form of payment at a few different locations here on campus. So if you check out this bottom row right here, you may recognize a few logos. So in our sub or the Student Union building, we have a Panda Express, a Chick-fil-A. We also have a Freshie and a Steak and Shake and a few other things in that building. The business school has an Au Bon Pawn, while the BSB or the Baylor Sciences building has a Moe's and a Which Wich. We also have quite a few Starbuckses here on campus as well as a bakery, and those are all locations you can spend those dining dollars at. It's kind of just like a nice added bonus, especially if you may be coming from out of state or if you don't have a vehicle. You don't have to leave campus in order to get some really good comfort food. I remember once my sophomore year of college, my mom uploaded $20 so I could get some coffee during finals week, and it felt like a Christmas day to me. That being said though, all of our dining locations do have coffee, so you don't have to spend all your money at Starbucks. So we've got the Brooks Great Hall that's located inside of Brooks Residential College. We then have East Village Dining Commons. That one's actually closer to the edge of campus, right near the BSB and the business school. So it's super convenient if you end up taking classes in that area. Next, we have the Penland Crossroads. That one's actually attached to the Penland Residential Hall building, so it's very convenient for students living in that area. And then finally, we have 1845 at Memorial. That one's located closer to the center of campus. It's actually right near Waco Hall, so a great place to stop whenever you end up taking chapel. And another great thing about all of our dining locations is that if you can't sit down to eat, you can actually grab a to-go box and take something to go. So whether you're running in and out between classes or maybe want to bring home some extra food for a movie night, it's definitely an option for you. I remember my freshman year, my roommates and I decided to binge watch a TV show, so we each got a to-go box. We filled it exclusively with chocolate chip cookies and ate only that for about 12 hours. I definitely don't recommend it. Maybe take home a salad, but you guys have options. You can really take home anything as long as it fits into that to-go box. All right, y'all, I'm going to talk to you now about applying for housing. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know some important dates. Now, that first date is February 5th, which is already passed, meaning that you can go ahead and log on to your My Housing portal and start submitting your housing application. The next date I want you all to remember is June 1st. Now, that day was formally May 1st, but we have pushed our deadlines back by about a month in order to give you some more time to get to know our residence halls a little bit better and to decide where you want to live here on campus. So June 1st is the deadline for submitting your housing application in order to participate in roommate matching and choose your own room. Now, that being said, it is by no means a hard deadline. You can still submit your housing application after June 1st. You just wouldn't be able to participate in roommate matching and choose your own room. So we highly encourage our students to submit that housing application by June 1st in order to participate in those processes, just because it gives you a little bit more autonomy when it comes to tailoring your on-campus experience here at Baylor University. When it comes to starting your housing application process, first what you'll have to do is log in through your Go Baylor account, accept the status of your admission, and then submit your non-refundable university enrollment deposit. After you submit that enrollment deposit, you'll then be able to set up your Duo access with your Bear ID and your password. Duo is a two-factor authentication service we use here at Baylor University. It's just a way to help protect your information and verify your identity anytime you try to access a Baylor-sensitive website. After you set up Duo, you would then be able to start researching communities that you're interested in, and then you'd be able to log onto your My Housing portal and start your housing application. You can access the My Housing portal through the Baylor CLNL website. That's baylor.edu/CLL, and then clicking in the top right corner or the bottom right corner on My Housing, very similar to what you see on the page listed here. As for the actual housing application, what that'll look like is first you will select your top 4 communities. Now that could be 2 living learning centers, a residential college, and a first-year experience, or really anything in between. And then you'll tell us why you want to live in those communities. Essentially, that's just telling us why you're interested in the community and why you think you would be a good fit for it. Next, you'll then complete a lifestyle matching profile. And then if you submit your housing application by June 1st, You would be able to participate in roommate matching and choose your own room. Now, a little more in depth on that lifestyle matching profile. Essentially what it is a 12 to 15 question quiz where we get to know a little bit more about you personally in order to better match you with a potential roommate candidate. Now, it's really important that you, the student, submits this questionnaire, not your parents, just because, like I said, we're going to get to know you personally to better match you with a potential roommate candidate. These are going to be questions really about how you live. So things like, what time do you go to bed? Do you study with music on? What temperature do you like your room? How often do you clean? Different things like that, so we can better match you with someone that lives in a similar way that you do. If you submit your housing application by June 1st, what we'll do is actually take the answers to these questions and match you with the top 50 candidates in your approved community that we think you would be most compatible with as roommates. Like I said, these are going to be the top 50 candidates from your individual approved community. So it's a great way to get to know the other people living in your hall, and also a great way to get to know some people that could be your potential roommate. We'll take the answers to your questions and match you based on a percentage that you'll see in that little circle right there, where you can see how compatible we think you would be. So you could be a 93% match with someone, or quite literally a 0% match. We'll also give you a little profile that you can fill out with some more personal information. That's where you would fill out things that you're interested in or hobbies that you like doing. For instance, if I were to fill one out, I would say something along the lines of, my name is Rachel, I'm from the Dallas area, I'm an artist, and I love to go hiking and thrift shopping, and I love cats, or something like that. And then we'll give you almost the entire month of June in order to go through these options and find your perfect roommate. Like I said, it's almost the whole month of June, so it's plenty of time to email people, reach out to them, stalk them on Instagram, do all of that good stuff, and find your perfect roommate match within your community. After you and your roommate have been matched up, you each would be assigned a time to actually go on and select your own room from a list of those that are available within your approved community. Basically, if you've ever shopped on Amazon, you are trained to do this. All you have to do is log in through your profile, scroll through the list of available, click add to cart, and then check out, and then you're good to go. Your time is assigned based on a lottery system, but since you and your roommate will have been matched up, whoever has the earliest time can go on, select the room, and then you will automatically be pulled in with them. As I said earlier, here at Baylor University, we do have 16 different room types, and I've dwindled those all down into these 3 different styles. Now, I did that for 2 different reasons. The first being that Baylor charges by amenity. So from this slide, you'll see that we have community style, shared bath style, and suite or apartment style. So that community style is going to be the most basic, and then as we add on amenities, we also go up in price. I also split them down into these 3 different styles just so our students would know that each building has its own specific style. So in a building, say like Collins, which is a female first-year experience hall, you're not going to have access to a suite or apartment style. That is just going to be exclusively a community style, whereas a residential college, for example, is going to be a shared bath style. So if you wanted to live in Brooks College, you wouldn't have to worry about living in a community style, or maybe your potential roommate picking a community style. That's going to be exclusively a shared bath style. All right, so first we have our community style. Like I said, this is the most basic. It's also the most traditional style. If you think of any movie where you've seen a college room displayed or anything like that, this is what you're going to see. So it's just going to be you and potentially a roommate or 2 in here, and each student is going to be guaranteed a specific set of furniture. So everyone is going to get their own bed, desk, chair, drawer space, as well as closet space. And then with the community style, you'll often get an added sink or vanity area, just so you don't have to run down the hallway to brush your teeth or wash your face or anything like that. And then students will have access to that shared community bathroom that's in the hallway. Not to worry though, we do have facilities that will come in and clean up the bathrooms twice a day. So that's going to be in the morning and the evening. And I don't know about you, but I definitely don't clean my bathroom twice a day. So this is a really great style, especially if you're looking for some great community. Next up, we have our shared bath style. This one's very similar to a community style. The only difference is that it adds on a semi-private bathroom that you would get to share with your sort of roommates. As you can see here, these are 2 double rooms attached by that semi-private bathroom. So that would be 4 people total sharing a bathroom area. And then each resident is still guaranteed their specific set of furniture. So they'll all get their own bed, desk, chair, drawer space, as well as closet space. And then essentially they're in charge of maintaining anything that's behind their swipe access door. So like I mentioned earlier, each student is going to be issued an ID card. They'll use that to have access to their residence hall as well as their individual residence hall room, and then they're in charge of maintaining anything behind their residence hall room door. So in this instance, students would be in charge of maintaining the cleanliness of not only their bedroom, but also of that semi-private bathroom, and then setting up perhaps a chore chart or figuring out who's going to buy the toilet paper for which week. Next up, we have our suite style. This one adds on a common area or a little living room area that our students can take advantage of when they live in a suite style area. So they'll still have their bedrooms with their specific set of furniture. They'll still have access to their own semi-private bathrooms. And then they have the added living room area, which is great for hosting study nights or having movie nights, or just if you wanted a little extra room to spread out. And finally, we have our apartment style. This one adds on the amenity of a kitchen, so it's essentially all of the amenities of a normal apartment, but with the convenience of being on campus. So you'll have your bedrooms, your semi-private bathrooms, that living room area, and the full kitchen, and you won't have to worry about bringing any of that furniture either. It's all going to be provided by Baylor, so no worries about bringing the bed, or a sofa, or even a microwave. All of that's going to be included with the on-campus apartment style. But regardless of where you choose to live or what program you decide to get involved with, all students will be able to check the status of their assignments through the My Housing portal. Again, you can access that through the baylor.edu/CLL website, and this is just a really great portal for you to familiarize yourself with. It's not only where you will submit your housing application, this is also where you could submit things like work orders and inspection forms. You could even get on here and check out student employment opportunities. So if you are interested, for example, in becoming a community leader, you could definitely log on here and check out more information on that. Now I know I threw a lot of information at you guys in this 20-ish short minute video. I did want to say all of the information and so much more can be found on our website. So if you wanted to head over to baylor.edu/CLL, I would highly encourage it. Whether you're looking to get to know a specific program a little bit more, or maybe you want to check out some of our third-party vendors if you wanted to, say, bring a microwave into your residence hall room, that's definitely something you can check out, and we have tons of information on it on our website. If you have any questions, though, you can always feel free to reach out to us. And if you're not following us already on social media, I would highly encourage you to do so. Our Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook are all really great resources to get to know the residence halls a little bit more, and we can always answer any questions that you send to us via direct message. I hope that this presentation was helpful, and we can't wait to see you here on campus with us this coming fall. Thanks, and sic 'em Bears!